Hello readers and writers, I'm MJ and today I'm going to be giving you my Trans Rights Readathon TBR. So if you haven't heard, the Trans Rights Readathon is happening March 20th through 27th. I'll link information below on where you can go find the account to sign up for it. It's a little bit about this readathon. It was a collection of trans book creators and authors who came together and just want to bring awareness to trans rights, since there's a lot of attacks happening on them. And this readathon came at a time in my life when I was feeling very stuff had happened, and it's not abnormal stuff, unfortunately, but it was all due to me being non-binary, and I was feeling very disheartened and just having a hard time when I heard about this readathon, and just seeing the community come together to bring awareness and to raise money for trans organizations just lifted my spirit. So thank you all for being a part of that. And that does bring me to a part that it's not just a readathon. This is a way to bring awareness, but also to try and raise money for trans rights organizations. And so in my readathon, I am going to be supporting Equity Texas. And Equity Texas is an agency that actually fights and advocates against anti-LGBTQIA and anti-trans legislation that is happening in Texas. And the legislation that's happening in Texas and Florida is really breaking way for legislation happening in other states, but then it's also I live in California, and so legally I have a lot of rights, but that doesn't protect me from hate. And so I can see that hate trickling as it builds up for these politicians to just, for whatever reason, they feel they can build a platform on anti-trans legislation, and it's actually having real effect on people. We just want to live our lives. We just want to go about our daily lives, not being misgendered or being harassed for our gender, and just having, basic human rights. And so this is a great time for everyone to come together and just kind of stop hate in its track, and do so by spreading love and supporting trans authors and reading. So I do have a link on my Instagram page, which I will link below, that has a way for you to donate. I don't know if on YouTube I can do that, since, I'm so new. But I'll definitely link you to my Instagram where you can go donate if you would like to. And then I will try to be vlogging this, my first vlog, to kind of show the experience. So I have a very ambitious TBR, so there's no way I'm going to be able to get through all of these books that I have to read. So I'm kind of just doing this may be what I read. And it can give you some ideas for what to read. Also, if you want additional resources, you can go to my Instagram page. I'm going to be posting pictures of trans books by trans authors with trans representation all week long. So go ahead and you can get some great recommendations there. So the first book I'm probably going to pick up is The Feeling of Falling in Love by Mason Deaver, and this is a young adult book. I think I got in Rainbow Crate's book box, and I actually started the audiobook from the library and got returned before I finished, so I'm going to try and figure out where I am in the physical book and continue reading via physical. I was thinking, I was planning on rereading Nine Fox Gambit, but while I was doing research, I actually read a synopsis and remembered everything that happened in the book. So I'm probably not going to be reading this, and I'm going to be starting on the second book, which is Revenant Gun, and then potentially moving on to the third book, Raven Stratagem, and then the Hexacharat stories, which I think is a collection of short stories set in this world. And so definitely have that series to read if I'm in the mood for science fiction, as well as this series, Finna, and this that I'm not gonna pronounce. And so I have these very short novellas to pick up. I also have an arc from NetGalley of Bending the Binary that I might pick up as well. So it's focusing on non-binary by a non-binary author. For Book Crate's indie book, an upcoming box is The Bruising of Alawa, and this is another book with trans representations by a trans author. I don't think I'm going to get that book box before the readathon, but I do already have an e-copy of this book that I got from a Humble Bundle. So I'm going to potentially read this as well. I also have checked out a whole bunch, I think like 3 or 4 nonfiction books from the library on Libby that I can listen to while I'm working. Most of them are fairly short, so I imagine I might actually get through all of them, or a good portion of all of them, in the week, because they're very short audiobooks. But I'm very excited about them. I couldn't buy them all because I already spent enough on books, but I'm excited to listen to them and see which ones I think I really need to add to my shelf. So here are some trans representation books written by trans authors that I hope to read for the Trans Rights Readathon. I hope you got some ideas, but this is by no means an exhaustive list. It's actually ones that I just didn't have on my shelf already or haven't had a chance to read. If you're looking for something free to read, might I suggest The Immortal Part of Myself, that has a genderqueer main character and is written by myself, a trans, agender, non-binary human. The book does not go on sale until March 31st, 2023, but I do have a link to download an ARC. All I ask is that you'll get signed up for my newsletter, and I ask that you leave a review, specifically if you enjoyed it on the release day. And so that information will be below as well. Keep reading and writing, and until next time.